Hi. I wonder if you ever find yourselves tempted to grumble about your lot in life, either kind of generally grumbling or directly grumbling to the Lord. This was a big temptation for the Israelites as they journeyed from slavery in Egypt. But the people grew impatient on the way. They spoke against God and against Moses and said, "Why have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness?" That's from Numbers 21. And these words, they're astonishing given the bigger picture for the Israelites at this time. But they reveal actually that Israel had lost sight of the bigger picture. Israel needed to look in a number of directions. They needed, first of all, to look back, properly, not with rose-tinted spectacles, not forgetting the hard parts about slavery in Egypt, but remembering the realities. They were slaves. Forced labour was their daily reality. Their sons were being thrown into the Nile at birth. But then God brought them out of slavery miraculously through a series of the most astonishing miracles. How could they now grumble? They also needed to look forward. God was taking them to the promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Every day their tents, their temporary dwellings, reminded them that they were not at home, but they were on a journey to their home. An amazing home that God had promised them. How could they now grumble? And they needed to look up to the hills above them, where only a few verses later, God was facing their enemies for them. So Balak, who was a king in Moab, was looking down on them, one of the enemies of God's people, and he was trying to pay Balaam to curse God's people for him. And God's response? You must not put a curse on these people, because they are blessed, in Numbers 22. But when Balak and Balaam kind of persisted, God turned those curses into blessings. That as his people were grumbling about him, God was fighting for them, turning curses to blessings. How could they grumble? Sadly, it doesn't take much to tempt me to grumble about the lot that God has given me, even though he's given me so much. Next time I'm tempted, I'm planning to try to do what Israel so badly needed to do. I'll try to look back, remembering that as enticing as the world looks, Satan is a deceiver and sin enslaves. It does not give what it promises, and God in his kindness paid with the blood of his precious Son to free me from the grasp of sin and the devil. And I'll look forward. For me too, I'm on a journey, travelling closer every day towards a perfect place that God has prepared for me. I live in a temporary dwelling. My body increasingly reminds me that it's not built to last, but only to serve me while I wait for heaven or for the return of the Lord Jesus. And I'll look up to my God, who even today fights for me against an enemy that I can't see. God turns his curses into blessings and only allows through those blows which will strengthen me and mould me into the likeness of his Son. I'll pray that you'll join me.